Monday morning papers.
Please buy a paper from me so I can get me something to read.
Just a paper boy. But paper is everything I'm not.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Gather round everybody. Gonna tell you a story.
But I used to be a paper boy, and it was great, you know. Oh no, paper boy, you'll be around for.
Really?
What?
Paper. Stack it.
Always about that paper, boy. Something about this just gets me excited. I don't know what it is. It's like old times on a new day.
Skinman, villain in disguise.
Voted the #1 podcast to enjoy during the rain. It's the Paperboys Takeover Extravaganza, formerly known as the Middle of the Road podcast. With Coach Casey and me.
I like
Skinman.
it. I like it, and I stepped on it twice, and I like it.
Well, you're very excited this evening.
I was going to say it's like third or fourth takeover. We've done shows without him, but it's never been the takeover. You know, we don't always do the takeover.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like when the energy's right, when the feeling hits you.
Even if it's left.
Sometimes you got to, I don't know. I don't think I'll do the whole show standing, but right now it feels right. It's starting to feel uncomfortable pretty quick, not just because my feet hurt, but because I feel like nobody wants to stand and watch a guy. I feel like Pat McAfee right now. He stands up a lot of the time and does his, and he's freaking all around, and he's here, and, you know, I can come over here, and if, like, we wanted to have, like, a close conversation, I could do it over here. Yeah. I'm Coach Casey. This is Skinman. He already did an intro.
Chris High Five.
If you only...
That was a crisp high five.
If you only tune in because TJ's here, turn it off because TJ's not here. We'll get to where he's at, what bunker he's hiding in, and what he's preparing for in just a minute. Today's sponsor is the Liberal Gun Safe Company. They're back. They got a new one. It's the Ballot Box Drop Safe. Just put your gun in and trust us. We'll take care of it properly. Properly, but also probably. I like both. Just trust us. Your gun's safe with us. I got a lot of energy. You want to know why? I had a bad day.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not drinking. You know, usually if you're used to the normal intro, I'm pouring my little red drinks mixed up with vodka and booze. Well, not today. I am officially today 3 days sober.
Well, I'm almost out of bark, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do after that. There's like...
Oh, yeah, is that your part of your shake, or is that a pop?
Oh, it's a pop, because I got a soda.
Crown and Pop?
No, no, it's just Barks root beer.
Oh, Barks. I thought, like, bark was like a code for something. I was just trying to act cool, and, like, everybody else knew what it meant, and I didn't, and that was, like, some sort of, like, whiskey drink or something.
Yeah, I
didn't know what Red Stag was. We had a whole thing, and that's our other sponsor tonight is Red Stag. And the first time we went 2.5 hours talking about Red Stag, I'd never heard of it.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. Second most famous whiskey in Las Vegas today, only because of us, because everybody in Las Vegas for 4 days heard about Red Stag.
Yeah.
Not recently. That was years ago, but
It was 2017.
Skinman, how have you been, buddy?
Doing great.
I'm gonna sit down now.
Labor Day. No, Memorial Day. I always get those confused. Those 3-day weekends. Before summer and after summer.
I knew what it was until you kept doing this.
Yeah.
You know, it's Memorial. It's Memorial because that's the one. They're all for the troops. Every one of them we have because of the troops, but this one is specifically dedicated to the troops.
Yeah.
So, thank you for your service, and go ahead.
Yeah, we went down to Oklahoma.
Okay.
Well, went out to
What'd What are we calling it now?
Random,
Is it still Random Dude?
Random Dude Ranch.
Okay.
Of Morningside.
Of Morningside. Okay. Has it been knighted? Is it Sir? Oh no, that would be
No.
Sir.
No.
It feels like it's like if Morningside is like, I don't know.
No, it was great. It was just us. There was very little traffic.
Girls
And-
come, like your wife, his wife. You don't know. You didn't watch. I'm just saying.
It was me, Skin Wife, and one of the kids went.
Okay.
We played a little board game called Zombicide, and it was too easy. It was too easy the first night. So the second night, we'd changed the rules. We got rid of the sniper, and the cars were immobile. So 2 out of the 6 people made it out.
Okay.
Everybody else died.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
our youngest kid had brought her boyfriend.
All right.
So that was interesting.
That's his first weekend stay. How old's the age of these little hooligans? Little love.
17 and 16.
Who's 16?
Uh,
The daughter.
our youngest.
Dating older men already, huh? All right. See, my daughter's dating a dude like 2 years younger. She's rocking the cradle or whatever.
That's smart because
Men die before women.
well, I know there's no surprise when I say this, but we are more immature than the ladies are.
What? I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true at all. I mean, just because farts still make us laugh, and I can't see 69 without laughing. I seen something today. The town was Burdick.
I'm glad you brought that up. Do you know what the worst thing about 69 is? The view.
That is very true.
And
Especially
I'm talking about the show.
okay. Sorry, I was gonna say, especially if it's with a dude.
I almost sprayed my soda all over the computer.
Welcome to Paperboys. So anything else since we haven't talked? I don't think it's been 6 months since you've been on a show.
Oh, I'm still talking about Morningside.
Okay, you got more. Let's go. What else?
Yeah, there
Okay.
was the, I always talk about the Dogtown walkabout. So I get a cup of coffee and walk around the property with a cup of coffee with whiskey in it.
Yep.
And walk around with the dogs.
And this is all hours of the day. I know you like to do it in the morning specifically.
Well, the morning is better because no one else is awake.
Okay. And you're nude or just like in your robe or what?
Well, I did go skinny dipping at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Leech side of the pond or non-leech side?
Non-leech.
Okay, so that was good. No leeches on you, nothing?
You just dive in off the dock, and then the dogs are looking at me like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Just
Why
throw
are
your-
your clothes on the dock?
It'd be awesome if they ran off with them,
So
dude.
I swam out to
Little
the diving
naked
dock,
skin man. Got
and
up.
then just kind of sat there lay
On it?
around. I was waiting for a plane to fly over, give them a little
Dude, what?
give
Little
'em a
what?
little eye candy.
They wouldn't have seen nothing in a plane.
No, the water was pretty cold.
Well, and I've seen it before. No. Yeah, they'd be like, "What's that girl doing laying there? That's a hairy girl. That is a hairy girl. That's a big vagina.
Hey, look at there, another bearded lady.
That is
fantastic.
That is a bearded vagina. What else?
But yeah, walked around.
No fights, no drama.
Nope, no
Just
dog
good time?
fights. It was good.
Okay.
No,
Nobody caught you nude.
I didn't give him enough time.
All right. Well, film it next time, and then more people would catch you nude, bro.
So about somewhere between 10:30 and 11, then, they were doing more coffee because I woke up, make a full pot of coffee, drink that, make another one, and then drink most of that, and then I switched to beer at about a sensible 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What else? That it? Are we done with morning dick ranch?
I think that's about it because later that afternoon, everybody else wanted to go to the pond too, so.
You had to put your clothes back on. Did you have swimming trunks the whole time, or were you just in your regular clothes? You're like, well, I'm not getting these wet. I got to walk back up here.
Well, yeah, I thought I had a pair of swimming trunks down there, but, between last July
Yeah.
and now, they
Did they got the storage box down there or something?
I was told I need to just bring a steamer trunk to put all my shit.
Yeah, I would say so.
In
Probably because you
that,
probably
and
got
then-
stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and what else? That's it. Since then, that's the most eventful thing. I mean, that was a lot. I mean,
Well,
there's a lot. There was
some-
2 weeks before we didn't see you, and 2 weeks after. But I'd like to know about that. We talked about it last show that you weren't here. You were too good for no. We didn't tell you were doing a show, to be honest with you. So I felt bad about that.
Well, I'm no spring chicken, and a lot of times if I'm not in the right frame of mind, then it's not going to be a good show.
I got you.
So,
Oh, I don't. You know, I don't ever get mad. I don't care. I just miss you. I've told you you've never got a tardy from the show, nor should you care. But I just miss you when you're not here. It's not about you. It's about me.
Well, thank you, and I'd also like
it's
to
not
thank
about me,
you
it's about you.
because you've never docked my pay.
Nope, never once. Nope, I've never increased your pay or given you pay, but I've never made you pay me.
Right.
I've given you food, friendship, and I've offered you free love, but you have not taken it. And up until recently, which we're getting ready to get to in a minute, I haven't been able to offer you my full free love. Just pumps and pumps of it. And before that, where's TJ at? Where were you when the verdict came down on Monday? Last Monday? Was it last Monday? Was it this Monday?
I was at work.
When was it? Okay.
It was last Monday.
Were people talking about it? Did anybody care? Tuesday? Maybe it was
yes
Tuesday.
And no.
Like people freaking out. What was the instant reaction? Like nobody. Did people like start pulling their guns out? Did people like start like, I'm gonna take off, boss. I got to get home and get my ranch protected.
There was just bitching and moaning, really.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I've around our place it was the same thing, just kind of bitching. But I got this friend of mine, and he sits over here normally, and I text him right away, and I said something, man, that's fucked, and he didn't reply. So like I called him right. I got busy real quick, so it's about an hour goes by, 30 minutes. I get off work. First thing I do when I walk out, I call him.
Nope. I
No
don't trust it. Not
No
answering.
answer. He says, can't answer.
I'm not answering it. This is a trap.
Here we go. Close, but no. He couldn't. It was bigger than that, but it was smaller than that, but it was bigger than that. I don't know how I said it earlier. It was better, but
So he was rescuing someone from a house that had been hit by a tornado.
week before. That was week before. So that was week before in Iowa. He was tornado. We went through all that. Everybody's heard that. That was last week on Monday. That's the only reason he wanted to come here. It's the reason why I don't need to talk about my Memorial Day, because they know about it if they watch. The people that don't watch don't care and whatever. So I tried calling my buddy. Hey man, it's gonna be okay. Where are you at? Do I need to come protect you? What's up? And he said, can't answer. Something's fucked with Verizon. And I said, okay, I was just calling you to mess with you and let you know it's gonna be okay. He said, it's down nationwide. He said, something's up, grab your guns. I said, that's what I was calling about. With the news today, might be the start of the Civil War. Just so you know, I've always hated both sides, so hopefully there's a third group out there for me. And I said, where are you at? And then I started sending pictures that Verizon did have some issues in Kentucky, Minnesota, somewhere else. And then I said in Wichita at this time, it was like 141 without service. And he said Minnesota. And I said, right now I seen reported 15K nationally down, but it might be completely out now. That was a little over an hour old story, something like that. And he said, or whatever. And he said, it has to be way more than that. And then I sent him another story. Thousands of Verizon customers are reporting issues with Verizon. Over 1,200 users reported issues as of 6 p.m. It was 6:21 at this point. Sent him another story where it said 12,599 down. And I said, just don't want you freaking out. It's going to be okay. And I said, hopefully you don't already have your wife and kids heading to the farm, which is that's his fallout plan. If stuff hits the fan, they got a whole family plan of where they're going, which you all should, because it could happen. And he said, yeah, they are, laugh out loud. And then he said, shit's going to get wild though. I would carry at all times if I was you. And he's going to get mad that I'm reading this, but I was going to do it if he was here or not. And I said, you make me smile and scared at the same time. he's still going to be president and everything's going to be okay. And I said, I'm going to live my life like I did yesterday. I'm not living scared. My life is truly not affected by either of these guys. Neither give a shit about me or Social Security, and I'll be lower middle class either way.
Well, you've got that sub-basement bunker, so you'll be good.
Yeah. And he said, mine either, but people are going to get fucking crazy. And I said, then he started coming around. He said, your Social Security is going to be long gone. And I said, hopefully you're wrong about the first. I know you're right about the second. And then we started talking him down, and then he started watching a new show we talked about on last week's Whatcha Watching.
Tires?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, great show. Did you watch it?
I'm going to tonight.
Okay.
I was told about that by a coworker today.
Great. Did you not hear? You didn't listen to us talk about it, obviously.
I did not.
That's fine. I don't care. That was one of mine. Whatcha Watching's great. It was awesome. It's not like over the top or nothing, but it's just good show.
I started rewatching the 13th season of Archer.
All right. Is that how many seasons are they on?
On Netflix, there's 13. I think this fall they're going to start another one.
I know it's the last season, and I thought it was more than that because we were talking about it at work. But I'm a first 5 season guy, and then kind of started falling out after that, 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I may go back to it. So that's what you're watching right now? Are we doing Whatcha Watching? That's what you're watching?
You started it.
Well, I was just talking about last week's, but now I'm on it. All right. So what you watching is that, and what you're going to be watching is tires. All right.
Yeah.
I'm still on my Trailer Park Boys kick. Last week was the Trailer Park podcast, and but now I'm watching like all the spinoffs. I got a season or 2 seasons left of the original series, and I know it's messed up, but I'm having trouble accepting that it's getting ready to end. So I'm watching. There's a movie in between and all these other things that they did.
Right.
And I'm watching right now. I'm watching a later one, which is dumb to do, but I'm watching their trip across America, which is so far great. Stupid and great at the same time, which is what's great about the show.
Yeah.
So, are you a Trailer Park Boys guy?
I started watching their, I guess, stand-up show.
Okay. It could be pretty decent.
It's on stage.
Yeah.
And Bubbles was trying to do a puppet show. And
Yeah, Bubbles is great. I think to truly love them, you probably should watch some actual Trailer Park Boys.
He comes out and he's wearing the mean bastard costume.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. That's
the
awesome.
green bastard.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
green bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna whop you. I'm gonna whop you.
That came up.
Oh man, he is so Gump. I mean, he's. Am I right? I mean, he's a maybe a hyped up Gump, but I mean he's Gump with motivation, man. So that's what I'm watching. I put something else. No, I didn't. That's all I put.
I think I'm 3rd or 4th episode in on something called American Conspiracy, the octopus murders.
What's that on? And what's that?
Well, it's on Netflix. Because
Okay.
there's no commercials on Netflix. Love it. And it's this reporter that finds all this information about government officials and murder cover-ups and shady deals, and he tells his brother that if I die in an accident, it's not an accident. Well, guess what happened?
He died in an accident.
Yeah.
And it wasn't an accident.
No, because I'm sorry for the listeners. It's going to get a little graphic.
Spoiler alert.
He had a plastic bag over his head, and both wrists were slit almost through the bone.
You could do that.
And once you cut that, you can't grip anything. So you can't be able to get both wrists.
Yeah, I mean,
If it's that hyenas.
what if he, like had something like he did this and then did this,
Or just, well,
like here, I'll go get the sword and I'll show you how it could be done.
yeah, same time. Wacko.
Because you got to go this way. If
Yeah.
you go this way, you're plead for help. If you,
What's down the road, not across the street.
all right. That's how people always. I got one right down there, but it's actually from something different. So if, like when I used to go to doctors when I was younger, they'd look at that and be like, "So is there, what else? How many times you been admitted?" Like, no, never. I didn't. It wasn't on purpose. I didn't cut my wrist. I punched glass out of anger, and then I tried catching it before it would fall, and a piece stabbed me right in the arm. So
I would have told him that it was a trapeze accident at the swingers party. That would kill all the questions right there.
especially in 5th or 6th grade, if you had to tell people that. My parents brought me. I was just there to watch, I promise.
Yeah, all Casey asked for was a watch for Christmas, so his parents let him.
I don't think that they understood fully, if I'm 100% honest. You want to do a story, or do we want to talk about me being able to hopefully finish coming up?
Let's talk about this Popeyes addiction.
All right. Well, this isn't actually what it is, but so along with taking a break from drinking, I've been taking this medicine. It's called gabapentin, and I've been having some issues in the love life, and it's not that I can't; it's that I can't. So it's not that I can't.
You can perform, you just can't finish.
Yeah. I can run the race all day. That's kind of the problem. Like to the race where it's boring, and I'm like, am I getting older? Is there something wrong with my prostate? I got all, I've had poop issues and all kinds.
So you keep running, and the finish line just keeps
going away. Like your running partner per se at some point is just like, I'm really tired and done running. You want to go run by yourself for a while? I'll run for you for a little bit, but even that gets boring.
I tell you, your complaints are something else.
No, I don't mean that in a bad way.
That's pretty awesome.
That I can't go.
It's like I could go for hours.
Yeah, but it's like you lose the fun. Like at some point, especially when they're done running, and and like I said, my wife, she'll go for as long as she enjoys the running. Us jogging and sometimes race and sometimes we'll sprint.
So is this why your legs don't work?
It might be, but no, because this is a more recent. Like this is a couple months thing.
Okay,
and
not an ongoing years upon years.
No. It was kind of I was that. We used to talk about it on the old show, man. Like before I could light the candles, I was done. And I'm okay with that. I'm fine. I mean, when I'm with myself, when I'm running, I could at least make it around the track once.
All right, nobody's home.
But if I go
some candles,
if I go race myself, I'm just trying to. I just want to run across. If I can get in shape, just run across the yard once. That's all I'm doing. Why am I going to run across the yard 40 times when it's by my? Nobody cares.
Fix a nice vodka drink.
Now, if I go running with a partner and I want to impress them, and I'm talking about sex. I think you get it. No,
put on some Cowboys footage.
If I want to go running with the partner, then I try to do it different. But if I'm running alone, then Steve says, "What's up, Hot Rod?" That's an old friend. Not you. Actually, you know Steve Schneiders.
Oh, yeah. Steve
Schneiders. I think. I mean, he knows Shannon at least. You probably know his brother better. Steve, if you're still listening, what's your brother's name? And do you know Zach? But anyways, so. Along with that, I've been having some breathing issues lately, just short of breath. And I kind of thought, is this long-term COVID?
Well, yeah, you keep running to the finish line.
That could be part of it, too. But is this long-term COVID later on, because I didn't have effects of COVID. But when I went to Georgia, I got COVID again. And so I'm thinking, is any of these maybe effects of it?
Dry cough, poor decisions.
Well, no, all those were other thing related, but
cardio.
In this case, with my lungs, it was something new I had not felt. It felt like almost like there was moisture in them, or like
it's fresh air is what you're talking about.
It could be from running so much.
Yes.
No, but I started doing some research on that gabapentin I'm taking, and two of the pretty common side effects are the running issue and in general even being able to run. But definitely not be able to finish your race. They're just running all day or not running at all. And then they have some new thing that's like some chronic respiratory lung thing. And if it doesn't like basically fully set in, you can probably clear it. And that's why my voice has been fucked up for a while. That's why, normally I sound like shit too, but Well, at least I'm assuming these are all self-diagnosed. Because just like we were talking about
Well, yeah, you don't go to the doctor because they tell you how bad you're doing, and then they charge
Well, just
you
like
on
we
the
were
way out the door.
we were talking before the show, I'm trying to wean myself off of them. So that's why I was having some side effects before the show because I finally, after about 30-something hours off, I'd skipped a couple doses, took one. I'm trying to wean myself off, but I have like 300 milligram tablets in their capsules. So I guess I could break them apart and just drink a little bit of them at a time.
Sounds delicious.
Or powder it or whatever, but I think I need to get like some 100 milligram ones that I can eventually break in half. So I'll go to the doctor. I'll get that done. But I'm quitting drinking. I'm quitting taking pills. I'm going, what do they call it? Straight lace? Straight edge.
Straight edge.
Yeah, I'm going straight edge, TJ.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm not.
I tried that, and then I found a cure for sobriety.
Drinking?
Oh, yeah.
How long did you go without drinking that last time you quit for a while?
5 months.
Yeah, I was gonna say you went quite a while, man.
It was miserable.
You looked great. You didn't. You looked sick. You looked so unhappy. No.
So sad.
And that's how I look. I'm just trying to. Okay, I quit drinking because last week I came in here. If anybody actually watches or listens, I fucked up my thumb golfing. Me and E went golfing. I completely missed doing something and literally like screwed up my thumb. It's still messed up. If you're wondering, it's way better, but it's still like I can do like.
Oh, you sprained it.
Well, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
And then last week after E left, for some reason I tried to jump my fence, and I stabbed a big hole in the side of my foot.
Still got it.
I did clear the fence, but I was stuck on a big limb that was over the top, and it was so.
Well, you missed the razor wire. That was good.
So anyways, I'm taking a break from drink because I'm 42 and I shouldn't be hurting myself. I shouldn't go into work Monday morning with an injury every weekend from drinking.
Well, that's true.
I'm an adult. Now, I am in like the teen stages of being a parent because my kids are out of school. They don't really need me. I don't have to be responsible. I mean, I wasn't for the 20 years before.
Thank you for clarification.
But now I definitely don't have to be, I don't need to, I don't have to show up to anything.
Now let's not open up the floodgates.
We got to show up to like a wedding. I got to show up to mow and do that stuff, but they don't care if I'm sober to do that. So you want to do a story now?
Oh, yeah.
Before we get to the new grossest thing ever, think about it. If you're listening, what is the grossest thing ever? It's a thing.
Well, my third grade teacher comes to mind.
Yeah, she's a person. I guess she could be a thing.
All right. Casey's headline is, I usually only find old tires.
Oh, that's what makes me so mad. I only read the headline, and I know it still makes me so mad.
New York magnet fisher catches safe full of soggy $100 bills, he says.
There is a video, no, there's not on that one. I'd like to know what this magnet fisher looks like, because we should start doing it.
James Cain had used a powerful magnet to fish all manner of junk from New York City waterways. But he says the stacks of $100 bills he pulled from the safe were something else entirely.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I had to get rid of an ad.
It was $100 bills.
It's,
they're entirely different because they're $100 bills. Oh, we don't know that yet, do we?
Cain's girlfriend, Barbie Agostini, was recording last Friday as he pulled a slimy safe out of the lake in Flushing Meadows, Corona Park. Gross. Famous as for the location of the 1939 and 1964 World's Fairs, and extracted bags of waterlogged, gunk-covered Benjamins from inside of it.
Okay.
Oh, that's money, Cain said in the video of the discovery. Oh, it is. Stacks of bills. Dude.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, my God, Agostini says. The couple estimates that the safe contained as much as $100,000. Through the bills were partly decomposed and stuck together. I guess somebody really liked their money.
God, I want to know, God, just skip to the end. Did they get, can you trade that in for something? I want to trade even half value or something, man.
Well, they called the police to report their discovery and were told there was no evidence of a crime.
Except for a safe full of money that possibly had a note attached to it. But you're right. We threw that all away, just found the money.
So they gave it to us. I guess you call it finders keepers thing, Kane said. The New York Police Department's Public Information Office said in a statement that the value and authenticity of the alleged currency could not be determined due to its severely disintegrated condition.
Man, I hope that guy, we got to do a follow-up. I'm hoping that he at least got a couple, 10 grand out of that. They were able to decipher enough of it or something.
Well, they're gonna go ahead and get new cars, and they're gonna get better and more
better magnets for sure.
Magnet fishing.
Fuck, you know
tools.
what? Did you ever watch that Storage War show back in the day?
I tried to watch it. I really did.
Okay, well, we did watch it for a while, and there's some dude, Daryl, and he fucking, came across a storage locker that had a crap ton of paintings in it and ended up being, basically over $1 million worth of stuff in the storage locker. It was a huge find. There was, news stories, and, it was big. You'll never, ever get that moment again. Yeah. And I'm not saying that getting a huge moment's not worth it, but just like this guy, do you retire from? I mean, I guess if this is what you do, they make content, obviously, or do something.
Yeah.
But you're never going to find a safe with $100,000 in it again. You can dream it, and that's what's going to keep you. That's what has kept you motivated and going up to this point. What keeps you going and motivating you now?
Yeah.
Unless they're into they're trying to find dead bodies and I don't know how you're going to do it with magnets unless they were killed with swords still stabbed through them or something. But
yeah.
I don't know what else. Did it talk about? They don't talk about nothing else they find. We'll do some research.
Oh, they're talking about guns and bicycles and all kinds of stuff.
Do you ever watch any of that stuff? There's a YouTube guy that dives. He goes into all these bridges, right around bridges, and dives for. He ends up finding they'll pull cars out, they'll pull guns and cell phones, still working and shit.
The most interesting one was they found a skull that was chained to a dumbbell.
Yeah, and they just said no evidence of a crime. You can keep it.
Well, that was in Louisiana, though.
Well, then they said, we know what it is. There's no evidence of a crime. You can keep it.
So much for the Big Easy. That's that guy did not have an easy day.
Yeah, if it's not was it in New Orleans or just in Louisiana? Because those are two different places. It's kind of like saying Wichita or Kansas. They're two very different places. Does that make sense?
I would like to think that it was New Orleans.
Okay. Well, then that would make sense, too, because a lot of shady shit goes on there, too. Yeah. But people get killed in small towns,
Oh, yeah.
Shit happens. I mean, people get killed in big towns as well, if you didn't know. But in small towns, it happens. It
does.
You throw them over a bridge. And especially some of these towns, if you didn't see Jed for 3 weeks or 2 months or sometimes 6 years, that wasn't uncommon. So, all right, we'll do another story in just a second. Did you know that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson were supposed to fight?
No.
Did you care at all now that you know?
It seems interesting.
Do you know who either one of them are?
Oh, everybody knows Mike Tyson.
Okay. And this is the Mike Tyson, by the way. It's postponed due to ulcers that Mr. Tyson is having. He's getting ready to be 58. My fear is this fight's not going to happen. My other fear is that somehow Jake Paul wins. But, God, I want to see it happen. I want to see an old man beat up this, lippy rich kid or whatever. But the dude's a good boxer and keeps boxing. But I would actually pay for that fight.
I'm not sure how many times George Foreman came out of retirement to whoop a young dude.
Yeah, I don't know if he ever quite 58, I think, would be like the oldest, one of the oldest. I think Foreman's last time was like 45 or 48, and that at the time seemed crazy old. He might have been 50. You might, Yeah. And Tyson fought like 4 years ago in an exhibition fight, so he's gotten shape recently and all that. But Conor McGregor's doing Conor McGregor stuff. You don't care about this. This was stuff I wrote when TJ was here. But UFC
Oh,
3.
he's an actor now.
Well, that too. UFC 303 was supposed to be his comeback. I think it's this 2 weeks, something the end of this month, middle of this month, and he already didn't show up for the press conference. They're thinking the fight won't happen. Dude's got more money than, he don't need money. So he's fighting for glory at this point, and if you think you have a chance of losing or you can't stop boozing or partying or whatever, then why would you fight? So I would like to see him get beat one more time and him get retired out, but we might not get to see it. What's me and your favorite place to go eat when we go eat together? We've only went there twice, but
Well, it's Carlos O'Kelly's.
it is. Me and my wife went out for a lovely evening at me and your restaurant on Saturday evening.
And how was the margaritas?
They were great. My wife had one. I just had a little drinky. I had Bud Lights. I was a weenie. I just drank beers. But we sat down, and there's a gentleman. We're kind of in awkward. We're in the tabletops, or the tall ones they call them. And that's where me and you sat last time, in that corner. Same seat. I was okay with it. But there's a guy right here, two women, and just within the first sit down, and I can't even get my phone out of my pocket, I heard bondage, dominance, or dominatrix, and submissive.
Okay.
So
they were putting an ad online.
So I'm intrigued, and it's basically this guy telling stories, and I guess by the end of it, I thought they were trying to gather dirt on her current boyfriend. Come to find out, the guy has been dead for a long time, and she's trying to decide if she should look into his past. When she's recently found out she knew he was cheating with somebody for a long time, was there more? And then it was just like all this, and it was the weirdest. I mean, we were there for however long a Carlos O'Kelly's dinner takes 35 or 40 minutes,
right?
And they were there the entire time. They were still there when we left. They got their check 6 minutes after we got there.
Oh, yeah.
And then just continued to talk. And the guy's like, he works with one of the ladies, and the other lady is his friend, I found out. But they have this whole thing where he's just like, well, you should just come home with me tonight. She's like, no, I told you I'm not gonna, because we're just friends.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, but you couldn't handle, and she's like, no, I couldn't. And, you'd fall in love with me. And the other girl's like, why don't we just all go back to his place? And he's
into a swinger party.
Yeah,
yes.
And that's what I think they were talking about that, because that's the guy, I guess that was one of that's how we know he's cheating multiple. Some lady had told him that he was regularly showing up to some swingers parties with another lady. Years.
Set up that trapeze with some cotton candy.
So now she's trying to get into it as payback to her dead boyfriend or husband, and so it was just a weird. And like I said, if it had been,
that'll learn him. He's dead. He don't care.
If it had been, and maybe it's because they weren't attractive. Maybe it is it's just like me. If I was having the talk, nobody wants to hear it. But if it was 3 attractive people, I'm recording it. We're gonna play it back on the show.
Yeah.
And I really should have recorded them, because it would have been better. But I'm not interested. I was turned off. The guy's talking about wearing something, and the girl said, I heard that it was like the only time she got quiet. So what do you know about Pagan?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard about Pagan? He had asked me one time, and I said, I can hear it just the same as the rest. Why would you whisper that part? And I started even like throughout dinner, I'm just saying things. I'm like, oh, honey, I'm going to dominate you when we get home. And, and then they'd kind of give a little over the shoulder, and I'd just be like, and they were saying something right then, and I kind of loudly kind of did like this, and I leaned back and said, I don't know about you, but I'm getting pretty hot right now. And, just kept trying to make it known that I was here and everything, and that backfired like nobody's business. Yeah. They didn't talk to me ever. But it's like they started then, like how I'm trying to talk to you tonight, they just started kind of leaning in on me, and, they'd talk like, yeah, I've had 2 in me at once, like, what? And the girl's like, oh, man, I'd like to watch you have 2 in you at once, like that one 5th grader that went with his parents to the, that was his Christmas present.
Yes.
Sorry, I was trying to relate it to the show stuff. So that was my Carlos O'Kelly's dinner. I will go back. Carlos O'Kelly's, I'm not mad at you. I did, file a complaint online, but it wasn't against you. It was against them. I just think you need to set a better atmosphere.
Way to go, Ken.
The server wouldn't even come over to him at a certain point. Like, I even said something to him. I'm like, a lot of sex talk. Like, at that, they heard me, you know, and the guy.
When she went over there for refills on the drinks and the glasses were sticky.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a dead giveaway.
One goes, I refilled them myself.
Yeah, because he peed in it.
Oh, God, I'm so hot. I'm so hot right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my shirt off. Oh, we're in Carlos O'Kelly's. Oh, wait till we get in the truck. I always do that to you, and it just makes you hot. I know it does. And they said something, you know, and the guy's like, I wasn't noticing, but, man, you've been over at work the other day, and so-and-so said, man, did you see her ass? And I was like, man, I wasn't even going to say nothing. She's like, well, you texted me right after. And he's like, yeah, but I wasn't going to say nothing other than texting you.
Yeah.
And then, like, telling you that he had said that. And she's like, I just don't see him saying that. He's not like that. He's like, oh, no, he turned to me. Did you see her ass?
Yeah.
And I wanted to be like, no, dude, you did that, and you're just trying, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
It wasn't me. It was a coworker.
I don't know. It messed me up, man. All right, you want to do another story, or are we going to do a little bit of messing with promoters?
We can do a story.
Okay. I don't know if that's what you were waiting on.
I was. The good old days.
Yeah. I was going to put When America Was Great.
Get rid of these ads.
I should stop. I should send you the ad-free versions from now on.
Powder kegs. 50 years ago, 10-cent beers helped turn a Cleveland baseball game into a bloody riot.
I had
Not
not the band.
yeah, not European there, but it was a literal bloody riot.
Not a bloody riot.
Right.
Right. Crikey. Oh, I messed that one up.
A beer flowed, and a little blood and bruises followed. It was amazing that the beer was bruised.
I was going to say,
There was some baseball played in between. On a piss-warm spring night along Lake Erie 5 decades ago,
I feel like you added that.
well-intended promotion meant to attract fans for the perpetually
Come on, you can get it.
perpetually
Perpetually.
lousy Cleveland Indians turned ugly and triggered a booze-fueled riot not known as one of the most notorious events in American sports history.
I didn't know about it till today, but I think they had the drunk Indian as their logo actually back then, so this is perfect.
Yeah. It was a different time back then.
Still is.
On Tuesday, there's something about Tuesdays. 10-cent beer night turns 50. Cheers, burp.
I wonder so they still have 10-cent beer night?
Oh,
Shit.
it's got to be flat. Last season's beer.
Would you drink 10-cent beer?
No.
All right. It's skunked. Is this
Yeah.
beer skunked?
Yeah, it's probably not even cold.
How many died? Did anybody die? Man, see, we got a riot going on, man. There's fists swinging and beers going everywhere. We just bruised a beer over here, see? Somebody got to call in the cops, man. It's going to get real bad down here. Come on. And the pitch is in. And a swing. And over there, we've got Rodriguez getting his ass kicked by a random crowd member. Rodriguez, get a bat. Swing at him, you pussy.
During a scary ninth inning, Texas manager Billy Morton, never one to back down from a fight, turned to his players.
Massey, let's go punch him in the mouth, little
and told
bitches.
them to grab bats before leading a charge into the municipal stadium field and into mayhem.
Is that, were they doing that fucking shit? Were they being like, were they the Indians or the?
I think it was the Texas Rangers.
Oh, the rain. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Cowboys and Indians?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you knew this was going to happen.
Yeah. With a shitload of beer.
God damn it. I'm telling you, if the beer was good, how much 10-cent beer would you drink? Especially in your, heyday. I'd try to see if I could get like $20 of beer in me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be my goal. I brought $20.
Yeah. In 1974.
Oh, man,
That's when this took place, was June 4th.
Just imagine
1974.
you bring $4 to the park and you are taking care of all your friends,
Yeah.
food, beer. You guys want hot dogs?
Oh, where they were throwing hot dogs at people in the.
Yeah, they were freaking cheap as shit. You could throw food back. When was the last time you heard about a food fight? You don't. It's too expensive.
Yeah.
Nobody throws beer anymore. You don't even hear see the classic break the bar. They're getting ready to fight. And they're like, and then they break it. Because you ain't wasting it. It's beer's
expensive.
$6 at a bar. I don't know what it is anymore.
Well, you just swipe it and it.
Yeah,
By the time the Rangers escaped
you're not saying
their
steal it. You're talking about the
clubhouse
card. Okay.
with a win via forfeit after surviving hundreds of fans storming the field as the Indians were rallying, it became apparent this was a big mistake.
You think? You don't start a fight in somebody else's field and then expect that they're not going to bum rush your ass.
It kind of fit with the times, said former Cleveland manager Mike Hargrove.
There you go. That sounds better.
Who was a 24-year-old rookie first baseman with the Rangers. They had Disco Demolition Night in Chicago, and to me it was almost a sign of what was to come 50 years later with all that's going on in the world now. Even before the first keg was tapped or 10-ounce beer poured, so it's a penny an ounce. That's pretty good.
All right, that's not bad. 10-ounce beers, huh?
There already
Little
was
babies.
Simmering tension between the Rangers and Indians. One more beer, I'm going to whip their ass.
Give me another one.
Down in front, you son of a dick.
I'm going to throw a hot dog at you, see?
A week earlier, the teams had brawled in Texas, where Rangers fans pelted the Indians player with debris.
Fuck yeah, they did.
After the skirmish, Martin lit a proverbial match when asked if he feared retribution on an upcoming trip to Cleveland. They don't have enough fans there to worry about, he quipped. The comment didn't set well back in Cleveland, where civic pride runs deeper than the.
Are your windows up?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. It seems like we're in the Midwest here, and just storms come rolling through, and it sounds like I hear one out there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to rain catfish and mud bugs tonight.
I did not know that. See, I don't look at weather no more. I don't believe in it.
That's why people are listening during the rain. It's
All
pretty
right.
nice.
That's why you makes sense. God dang it, you're so smart. It all ties together.
In the week leading up to the 10-cent beer night, local radio host Pete Franklin, News at the 8s, fanned the flames by vowing revenge against the Rangers. Martin was booed when he presented the lineup card.
I would imagine.
Hargroves sensed trouble long before being pelted with dozens of hot dogs thrown from the stands.
Take a wiener.
He barely dodged being hit by a wine bottle.
Fucking shit was getting crazy, man. Dude, like people throw a fit now if you just barely throw something or if you talk too mean to the fans. Back then, luckily they couldn't get guns in there and they were black powder still, or else the shit could have got dangerous. Dangy, they call it.
10-cent beer night and some hooligan brought in a bottle of wine.
God damn it.
About the second inning, fans started running back and forth across and outfield from left field bullpen.
Just
to
for
the
clarification,
right field bullpen.
they were not running the way I was talking about running earlier, I don't believe, correct? This is not sex. This is actual running.
This is running.
Okay. I didn't know. Shit, you said shit got wild.
It started with a couple people doing it, then it was 5, then 10, and then it was a whole bunch. From his seat in the upper deck, Jack Barno, who went to the game with high school buddies, could see things were escalating in a bad way. When people were streaking across the field and the cops were chasing them, they were all laughing like, "You can't catch me," recalled the 67-year-old resident of Westlake, Ohio.
Until he got hit with a bottle.
Oh, it gets worse than that. There was a handful of cops on the other side with billy clubs, and when they came over that fence, they met them with a couple of whacks to the head and dragged them off.
Naked butts just getting drug everywhere. It's like night at the, I don't know. I was going to say bad thing. Never mind. I won't say Pulse.
With long lines making their wait way too long to get a refill, I need a damn drink.
God damn it. There's a fight going on over here. Will you get me a beer? This is way better than the baseball game was.
Unruly fans, some of them college kids just home for summer break, chased off concession workers manning the beer trucks set up beyond the center field wall.
Fuck yeah, I
Beer
took it
was
over.
now free.
Yes, it was. Game on. 10-cent beer. You mean free-cent beer.
Stadium security was outnumbered and overwhelmed by a crowd of 25,134 people, the season's second largest.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They didn't have very many fans back then. Of course, they don't think they had very big stands back then, but
Hey, welcome to Cleveland.
yeah. Good to know things haven't changed. Cleveland rocks, you know,
Yeah.
as Drew Carey says. You know who Terrence Howard is?
No.
If you look at this picture on my computer screen, do you know who he is?
Yeah, he's an actor.
All right. Well, he's an actor for sure. He was on like Empire, and he was on a bunch of old stuff, but there was something I just read where he owns like patents to like all this AI stuff, and well, he was on Rogan talking about it. I only read the story, I didn't watch Rogan, but that was on MSN. We haven't done an MSN story, and it kind of seems like bullshit because, you know, how can an actor be smart? You know, it just doesn't seem to check out. But he did actually.
Audrey Hepburn was an inventor.
No, I'm just messing with you. This guy, he did hold the patent. It ran out before. He didn't pay the yearly cost of keeping the patent, so it elapsed, and then somebody else took his patent, but he owned some patents, you know, so there are smart actors out there. Caitlin Clark, I feel bad for her. Do you know who she is yet? Basketball chick. She's a basketball player, just went to the NBA. I read a story about how she's a possible bust because she's a rookie and she's only averaging 17 points and like 6 rebounds and 5 assists or, you know, something like that, which seems like pretty good numbers, but especially when I think a lot of girls' basketball games only score like 40 points. But everybody's either loves her or hate her, and I feel bad for her because I think, you know, she just wants to play basketball.
Yeah.
But also she's kind of getting rich off of it. Pat McAfee called her a white bitch, and everybody's wanting him fired.
Right.
So if you came here for 2 Pat McAfees in one night, you can shut off now. I think next week we'll probably do it kind of like normal. We'll have TJ back, either via online or something. Hopefully you'll be back. We're gonna try to be here every, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday when we can. We'll take a week off here and there. I skipped 1 week because I thought we deserved a vacation. We'd been working really hard. Oh, God dang it, we can't. Grossest thing ever. What's the grossest thing, like, just to you, like, if somebody just, like, and I guess in this case it would just be like I don't know. What's gross to you?
Oh, maggots on a live person.
Okay. All right. That's a grossest. That might be, I was thinking like, even like those decoration towels that hang right by a toilet that never get cleaned.
Yeah.
But in this case, it was actually, you remember those old carpet fucking rugs that used to butt up to around the toilets?
Yes.
When was the last time you seen one of those? Hopefully not at your house.
No, we have a regular rug at our house.
In front of the toilet?
Yeah.
So you guys got like a piss rug?
Yeah.
See, that to me would be like, that's up there with the grossest thing. I couldn't even like.
Well, it's the beauty of it is it doubles as a bath mat.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay.
Does that hit you worse than the maggots on a live person?
It does, because to me it's just like,
Nice and clean.
No, granted,
squish.
What I will say is you shouldn't go barefoot in somebody else's house, so you shouldn't be stepping on their pee. But it's just like, I'm older. I get a splatter every once in a while. I try to be good about cleaning it up, but every once in a while I'll kind of look down there and see the little, you know, my wife hasn't, you know, shined the floors, you know, this week yet. And the little splatters and stuff. I'm like, man, I'm standing in my own pee, you know, daily. And then I started thinking, God, those rugs that were there are covered in so much pee and fecal matter. It's not even funny. So grossest thing ever. Got anything else before we go?
So what was your grossest thing ever?
Those rugs in front of the goddamn toilet. Seriously, that's the grossest thing ever right now. I mean, there's a lot of things to me. Sending pictures of your shit. Fucking Gump, if you're listening, yes, you. Stop. I mean, there's a bunch of them that go up there with me. Just anything poop related for me. But
So the fact that it doubles as a bath mat, that makes it less gross?
it makes it terribly worse, or as bad. I don't know if it's any worse, or it makes me. You're never truly clean. But even with us,
Well, yeah, because you use soap.
my wife has this goddamn thing where she buys this mat that's this big to put in front of our shower,
Yes.
and it's not even big enough to. Literally, if you open the door all the way, the water that swings out will miss it completely.
Yeah.
So to take a shower, we have a complete separate towel that we lay in front of the shower when we take a shower to catch all of that water. And I'm not sure. And she bought a 2-pack this time. She put the big one in front of like our walk-in door out inside.
Yeah.
And then she put the little tiny one. I'm like, I don't get it, but that's just being married. That's,
Yeah.
That poor girl's got to go run with me after the show. So, send her your blessings. Hopefully tonight I couldn't fit. No. She's not running with me probably ever again after talking about it on the show tonight. Or she's inside ready to go running right now, since she knows. But I took the medicine today, honey, so we'll get there. We'll get there. Anything? Nothing? Going once? Going twice? Peace, y'all.
You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch.
Boobies aren't
Piece of
things that
shit.
give you milk. Boobies are things that kill you.
I'm here to date your 6-year-old.
I
will eat your ass. What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that?